Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
What's up? Welcome to Easy Money, the sports betting show, Friday, April 8th, 2022. We got a packed show for you guys today. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk about today's slate of baseball games, today's slate of NBA games. We'll look at UFC 273, Volkanovski against Korean Zombie. We did do a predictions and preview show earlier in the week. We'll give out our final picks today. We got a big show going on. Don't forget, you can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. And you can also find it live on the All Sports All Plays ASAP Sports Network on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. If you haven't subscribed or followed All Sports All Plays, the ASAP Sports Network, I highly recommend you go do it. They're one of the top networks going right now. Happy to be a part of it. Happy that Easy Money, a sports betting show, is now aired on their channels as well. I'm happy I do an afternoon show over on their channel. I do the morning show, some on their channel. I'm all over that channel as well. They got a lot of great talent over there. If you haven't checked out All Sports All Plays, ASAP Sports Network, go check them out. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed one bit. Great group of guys over there. But then we do also have our sports talk show, GSR, Gonzo Sports Room. It airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern. And you can find it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. We do have our pro wrestling podcast, GWR, Gonzo's Wrestling Room. It airs every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Our last episode was a WrestleMania recap. Go check it out. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all at Gonzo's Wrestling Room. If you'd like to watch the video version, you can find it on YouTube at Gonzo's Sports Room. And you can also find Easy Money in a Sports Betting Show and GSR Gonzo Sports Room in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. But all right, let's jump right into these sports. Please hit the like, follow buttons on all the different networks. We greatly appreciate the support. We'll go ahead today and we'll start with Major League Baseball. Uh, got a couple games already in action. As right now, you have the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. They are in the sixth inning. Boston is up 4-3 in the sixth inning over the New York Yankees. And you have the Chicago White Sox against the Detroit Tigers. The White Sox are up 3-0 in the sixth inning in that game as well. Right now, the White Sox are 2.5 run favorites. They're minus 950 on the money line, and the Tigers are plus 550 on the money line. Oakland and Phillies are about to start. So is the Orioles and Tampa Bay. Both of them are real close to the first pitch. But the first game we're going to talk about is going to be the Dodgers and the Rockies. The game starts at 4 o'clock. The Dodgers are 1.5 point favorites. They were minus 210 on the money line. The Rockies are plus 176 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 11.5. We got Bueller on the mound for the Dodgers, Freeland on the mound for the Rockies. Uh, Bueller was 16-4 with a 2.47 ERA last season. Freeland starting for the Rockies. He was 7-8 with a 4.83 ERA last season. I just believe the Dodgers are the better team. I see the Dodgers getting a win here on the road. I like the Dodgers at the minus 210 on the money line. Yeah, I like the Dodgers on the money line. All right, next game we have. I would lean toward the under the 11.5 on the Dodgers Rockies game. Next game is the Miami Marlins at the San Francisco Giants. The Giants are 1.5 run favorites. They are minus 154 on the money line. The Marlins are plus 130 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 7.5. You have Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins and Webb on the mound for the San Francisco Giants. Alcantara was 9-15 with a 3.19 ERA last season, so he didn't have a great season last year. The Giants, you have Webb on the mound. Giants won the National League West last season. Webb was starting. He was 11-3 with a 2.97 ERA last season. Uh, I like the Giants with Logan Webb on the mound tonight at the minus 154 on the money line. And then the next game we have is the New York Mets at the Washington Nationals. The Mets are 1.5 run favorites. They are minus 168 on the money line. The Nationals are plus 140 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 5.5 runs. You have Max Scherzer on the mound for the Mets, and you have Gray on the mound for the Nationals. Scherzer was 15-4 last season with a 2.46 ERA. The Mets surprised me last night. McGill looked good, and the Mets offense was able to score some runs. So I like the Nationals. They won 4 games in spring training. They were struggling. Gray's making the start. He was 2-2 last season with a 5.48 ERA. And early in the year, when I'm breaking down these games, you don't know a whole lot about how the teams are, so you have to go a lot by some of last year's numbers in a pitching matchup. I really like the pitching matchup there for the Mets with Scherzer against Gray. So I'm going with the Mets at the minus 168 on the money line. Next game we have is the Texas Rangers at the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 166 on the money line. The Rangers are plus 140 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9. Got Gray on the mound for the Rangers. Barrios on the mound for the Blue Jays. Gray was 8-12 last year with a 4.59 ERA. Barrios was 12-9 last season with a 3.52 ERA. I like the Blue Jays here. Blue Jays, all both these teams have good offenses, but I think Barrios. I think the Blue Jays have the mound with have the advantage on the mound. So I'm going with Toronto at the minus 166 on the money line, and I would lean for the under the 9 on the total in that game. Next game we have the Cincinnati Reds at the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are 1.5 run favorites. They're a minus 196 on the money line. The Reds are plus 164 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5. Sarah Martin. Santa Martin is starting for the Reds, and you got Morton starting for the Braves. San Martin pitched a little bit toward the end of the last season for the Reds. Didn't do a whole lot in the majors. Didn't look bad there when they pitched them there toward the end of the season after they were already eliminated from the playoffs. Uh, Reds did beat the Braves last night 6-3. And the Braves, or not the Braves, but the Reds have been hitting the ball well. Uh, they hit the ball well in their last 4 or 5 spring training games. They finished spring training on a 3 or 4 game winning streak, and their bats seemed to carry over last night in the opening game. Uh, you had Drury hit a big 2 run home run. Votto got a big hit. You saw Farmer get a big hit, get an RBI. India made some good defensive plays. So, the Reds really played a lot better last night than I thought. Uh, Tonight, I think the Braves do have the pitching matchup, though, but I'm still going with my Reds at the plus 164 on the money line. And I'm going to go with the under. We'll go with the under the 8.5. All right, next game is the Houston Astros at the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels are 1.5 run favorites. They're a minus 126 on the money line. The Astros are plus 108 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9.5. Yeah, Odorsey starting for the Astros. Detmer starting for the Angels. I like Houston in this game with Odorsey on the mound. The Angels got beat last night. I like Houston in this game. I'm going with Houston at the plus 108 on the money line. All right, next game is the San Diego Padres at the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Padres are 1.5 run favorites. They are minus 136 on the money line. The Diamondbacks are plus 116 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9. The Padres have Manaea on the mound. The D-backs have Kelly on the mound. Uh, Padres wasn't great in spring training. They did look great last night. Manaea had a heck of a season last year. I'll look for him to carry that over to this season. In spring training, they were led by Alfaro. The D-backs have Kelly starting. D-backs did look good last night, uh, as they didn't get the win over the Padres. I'm going to go with the. I'm going to go with the Padres in this game because of Manaea being on the mound. I like the Padres at the minus 136 on the money line. All right, that is all of all the Major League Baseball games for today. Before we move on, let's take a look at the games that are in action. The Red Sox are up 4-3 on the Yankees in the sixth inning. As of right now, the Red Sox are minus 176 favorite. The Yankees are plus 138 underdog. The White Sox are up 3-0 on the Tigers in the sixth inning. White Sox are 2.5 run favorite and a 700 on the money line, and the total is up to is 6.5 right now. Oakland and Philadelphia are 0-0 in the first inning. Orioles and Rays are 0-0 in the first inning. And then the next game after that would be the Mariners and Twins, which starts at 4:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, that's all of the Major League Baseball today. Let's move on over to the NBA, and I'll give out my picks of the day for baseball here in just a little while. All right, NBA, you have the New York Knicks versus the Washington Wizards. The Knicks are 3.5 point favorites. They are minus 154 on the money line. The Wizards are plus 130 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 224.5. The Knicks are 35-45 on the season. They are 5-5 over their last 10 games. They're 9-1 ATS their last 10 road games. Uh, it's been a disappointing season for the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks were expected to be competing for the East after the season they'd had the last couple of years, uh, and it just hasn't happened. But they have been covering the spread. The Wizards are a team going down in the opposite direction as well. They have injuries. They haven't played real great either. They're 35-45 as a team, and they are 4-1 ATS the last five. Both these teams have been covering. I like New York in this game at the minus 3.5. They're actually at the minus 154 on the money line. Next game is the Milwaukee Bucks at the Detroit Pistons. Milwaukee is a 5 point favorite. They're minus 215 on the money line. The Pistons are plus 180 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 228.5. The Bucks are 50-30 on the season. Giannis has been playing great. This will be a second game of a back-to-back for the Bucks. The Bucks got off to a slow start to the season, but since then they've been rolling. Once everybody got healthy, the Pistons are 23-57 on the season. They are 13-27 at home. They're 13-27 their last 40 home games. So they have not played real well at home. I like the Milwaukee Bucks in this game. The Bucks are a better team. I would go with the Bucks on the money line. And we have next game is the Houston Rockets at the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors are 12 point favorites, and they are minus 770 on the money line. The Rockets are plus 540 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 227.5. The Rockets are 20-60 on the season. They have lost 5 straight, and they are 4-9 ATS their last 13 home games. The Raptors are 47-33, and they are 8-3 their last 11. The Raptors are the better basketball team. The Raptors win this game. This is the game side-wise I'm staying away from. 12 points, I'm not giving up 12 points, even though the Rockets are a dumpster fire of a team right now. I'm not going to give up the 12 points, but I will lean toward the under the 227.5 in this game. All right, next game is the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are minus 8.5. Excuse me, Nets are 8.5 point favorites at home. They're minus 350 on the money line. Cavs are plus 280 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 232 and a half. Cavs are 43 and 37 on the season. Have lost 7 of their last 10, and they're 2 and 8 ATS their last 10 games. The Brooklyn Nets are 42 and 38 on the season. They are 525 and 1 ATS their last 31 home games. Uh, this is going to be a real. I think this is going to be a good game. The Cavs have not been playing great here as of late. I think the Nets win this game. I think this is going to be a close game. So I'm going with the Cavs at plus 8.5 against the Brooklyn Nets. All right, next game we have in the NBA is the Charlotte Hornets at the Chicago Bulls. The Hornets are the Bulls are 2.5 point favorites at home. They are minus 138 on the money line. The Hornets are plus 118 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 234. The Hornets are 40 and 39 on the season. This is the second game of a back to back for the Hornets. They average scoring 115 points per game. Offensively, the Hornets are real good. They can put up a lot of points, but they don't play much defense at all. They're not good defensively. The Bulls are 45 and 35. They've battled injuries all damn season. I think maybe they've had all 5 of their projected starters maybe for 10 games together, for maybe 10 games if that. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They average 111 points per game, and they are 5 and 15 ATS the last 20 games. I think it's going to be a real close game. Uh, I think the Bulls win the game. I'm going to go with the Bulls at the minus 138 on the money line. And then the next game is the Atlanta Hawks at the Miami Heat. The Hawks are 2-point favorites. They're a minus 130 on the money line. The Heat are plus 110 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 230 and a half. The Hawks are 42 and 38 on the season. They are 6 and 1 their last 7 games, and they're also 6 and 1 ATS their last 7. So 6 and 1 straight up and ATS. Uh, they average 114 points per game. Offensively, the Hawks score. Trey Young doing Trey Young things. Their problem this year has been on the defensive end of the floor, and that's what worries me. The Miami's 52 and 28, and they've been rolling here as of late. They've won 5 in a row. They average scoring 110 points per game. They allow 105 points per game, and they are 5 and 0 ATS their last 5. He got Oladipo back, and they've been playing strong basketball. Right now, the Heat are the number 1 seed in the East, and they are underdogs in this game, which kind of surprises me. But I'm going with Miami here on the money line as an underdog. Going with the Miami Heat, with Miami Heat at plus money at home. Got to take it. Right there. That's an easy money we're talking about. You get the Miami at home for plus money against the Atlanta Hawks. Don't know, don't understand how that is, but hey, that's something you jump on. Next game is the Portland Trailblazers at the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks are 19.5 point favorites. They are minus 4,000 on the money line. The Trailblazers are plus 1,500 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 221 and a half. I like the Dallas Mavericks to win this game. But Portland is 27 and 52. They're on a second game of a back to back. They're on an 8-game losing streak. Uh, the top 6 scorers are either injured or have been traded, and they are 1 and 7 in their last 8 games. They average scoring 107 points per game. The Dallas Mavericks are 50-30 on the season. They've won two in a row. They average 107 points per game, and they are 4-1 ATS their last five. These are two teams that are going in the opposite direction. Uh, the Mavs are going to the playoffs. Portland's eliminated from playoff contention. Uh, they've had Lillard out most of the season. Like I said, their top six scorers are either injured or have been traded. I like the Mavs to win this game, but 19.5 points is too many points to give up. I can't trust the Trailblazers either. So I would go with the under the 221.5 is what I would lean for. Then you have the Phoenix Suns against the Utah Jazz. Suns have been the best team in the NBA all season, especially in the West. They are actually an underdog in this game as the Jazz are 2.5 point favorites at home. They are minus 138 on the money line. The Suns are plus 118 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 228. The only reason the Jazz are favorites in this game is because the Suns have already clinched the number one seed and they are resting players. Booker didn't play the last game. If he plays this game, he's not going to play very much. Uh, the Suns are resting their players, making sure they're healthy going into the playoffs. Uh, so if I was going to bet on this game, I would go with the Jazz just because the Suns are setting players. This is a game I'm going to stay away from, though. And then the last game is the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Los Angeles Lakers. Both these teams have been eliminated from playoff contention. Both, I repeat, both of these teams have been eliminated from playoff contention. But Lakers are 5 point favorites at home. They're minus 220 on the money line. The Thunder are plus 184 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 225.5. The Thunder are 24-56 on the season. They're playing without their top six scorers. They average 104 points per game, and they are 9-3 ATS their last 12. The Thunder play hard. There's no doubt about it. Uh, but they just aren't a very good team. The Lakers are 31-48. They're on a 7 game losing streak. They are 2-4 ATS their last six. Uh, it's also a second game of a back-to-back for the Lakers, who average 112 points per game. LeBron James hasn't played the last 2 or 3 games. I've heard that uh, that he might play tonight. If I'm James, I don't play tonight. If LeBron James plays tonight, that's when everybody's going to jump on him about he quit on his team because he didn't play when they're in playoff contention. Now that they're out of playoff contention, he's playing so he can get the scoring title. And then all they're going to say is that he cares more about getting that scoring title than trying to win first than he does his team. And it's going to turn into a big old thing. Uh, they have the Lakers as 5 point favorites. Yesterday it was at 9. At 5, I would lean toward the Thunder because I think it's going to be a real close game because I don't see all the Lakers stars playing if they're out of contention. So I lean toward the OKC Thunder at the plus 5. Well, all right, that is all the NBA games for today. All right, let's take a look. Let's talk a little bit of UFC, shall we? Talk a little bit of UFC. Tiger Woods not having a good day today. He started at 1 under par. He is at plus 3 now in the Masters. He's pretty windy and he's been struggling with the conditions. All right, let's talk a little UFC. You have UFC 273 coming up tomorrow night. Uh, main card starts at 10, and the prelims start at I'm going to say 8 o'clock. You have a lot of good fights here. Uh, let's go through and talk about some of them. We've done a preview and prediction show uh, the other night on the main card. On the main card, or excuse me, here's the prelim. You have Santos versus Arce. Let me get the thoughts before that to the UFC. All right, here we go. In the prelim, first fight is going to be Santos versus Arce. Arce is at minus 190. Santos is at plus 160. I think this is going to be a good fight. Uh, I'm going with Arce in this fight. He's a little bit more controlled fighter. Santos is fun to watch. The reason I like Arce in this fight is Arce's fought tougher competition than what Santos has. So I'm going Arce at the minus 190 on the money line. And then the next fight of the prelims, you have Kay Hansen against Era Rodriguez. Rodriguez is minus 118. Hansen, you can get at even money. Hansen is 7-5. She has good grappling, good ground and pound. Uh, four losses by decision, one loss by knockout. She's 3-2 over her last five. Has good cardio. Rodriguez is 7-0. A good striker, has great power. Two wins by decision, five wins by knockout. I like Hansen in this fight. Uh, Rodriguez's conditioning, her cardio is what's going to worry me. The deeper this fight goes, I think Hansen's grappling is going to be able to take over with the grappling and get some ground and pound in. I'm going with Kay Hansen at even money on the money line. Next fight in the prelim is Anthony Hernandez versus Josh Prim. Hernandez is a minus 188 favorite. Josh Prim is a plus 158 underdog. Hernandez is 8-2. He's 2-2 and one no contest in his last five. He has good grappling, decent striking. He has one win by decision, one win by knockout or TKO, and he has six wins by decision. Prim is 9-2. He does have a good jab. He has decent power, okay grappling. He's a better striker than what Hernandez is. He is going to have a 1.5-inch reach advantage in this fight. Uh, I like Hernandez to win this fight. I think Hernandez's grappling is going to be the difference in the fight. And I'm going with Hernandez at the minus 188 on the money line. Next fight on the prelims is Alessio Olenek versus Jared Vandera. Olenek is a minus 102 favorite, and Vandera is a minus 116. This fight's almost a pick 'em. It's going to be a pretty really evenly matched fight. Olenek has been fighting forever. His record's 59-16 for God's sake. The dude's been around for he fought too many fights. It's time to retire. But he's still. I say that, but I watched him last fight and he won. So uh, it's hard to tell him to quit doing something when he still loves to do it and he's winning. Say, well, power to him. But he's 2-3 his last five. Great grappling. They call him the Boa Constrictor. He has 46 wins by submission. Uh, Bandera is a lot younger. He's 29, 12-7, but he's only 1-3 in the UFC. He has good cardio. The longer this fight goes, that could be something that could help Bandera is his cardio. He's 2-3 his last five. He throws good volume. He took the fight on 10 days' notice. What worries me here is Olenek grappling. If this fight gets on the mat, it's over. But I think Vandera's takedown defense could be good enough to keep this on their feet. Olenek's not a terrible striker, but he's not a great striker either. Uh, I lean toward Vandera in this fight at the minus 116. Then in the prelims, next prelim fight, you have Mickey Gall against Mike Malott. Malott, excuse me. Mickey Gall is a plus 152 underdog. Mike Malott is a minus 180 favorite. Gall, everybody knows Gall because he called out CM Punk, fought CM Punk and beat him. Gall's never really, in my opinion, never really impressed me that much. He hasn't fought in 6 years. He's 7-4. He's going to have a one-inch reach, but Malott is 7-1-1. This dude has good kickboxing. I think he's going to be able to keep this fight on their feet. I don't think Gall's going to be able to strike with him. Uh, he's a well balanced fighter. He has, like I said, decent takedown defense and everything. I like him a lot here at the minus 180 on the money line. Next fight, or last fight on the prelims, or not the last fight on the prelims, next fight on the prelims, excuse me. You have Aspen Ladd against Raquel Pennington. Pennington's a minus 184 favorite, and Ladd is a plus 154 underdog. Uh, it's going to be an interesting fight. Ladd has good grappling, decent striking. Her striking's not great. She has 2 wins by decision, 5 wins by knockout or TKO. Uh, Pennington's a well-rounded fighter, a one-hand reach advantage. Has 8 wins by decision, 4 wins by submission. I think this is going to be a good fight. I think Ladd's striking is going to be good enough to keep Pennington off balance, to be able to get Pennington down and use her grappling for advantage. So I'm going with Aspen Ladd here, the underdog at plus 154 on the money line. All right, next fight in the prelim. You have Rosenstruck against Tybura. Rosenstruck is a minus 156 favorite. Tybura is a plus 132 underdog. I think this is going to be a good fight. Rosenstruck is 12-3, has good kickboxing. He's 2-3 over his last 5. He's coming off the loss to Curtis Blades. Tybura is 22-7, 4-1 in his last 5. Is coming off the loss. I think Tybura's grappling could be the difference if he can get the takedown. But he has to watch out for Rosenstruck's strike to get the takedown. This is a fight I'm going to stay away from. Then you have N. Gary against Gary and Weeks. Uh, Gary is 8-0. He has good boxing, pretty good grappling. Uh, he has 2-inch reach advantage in this fight. He has 5 wins by knockout. Weeks is a well-rounded fighter. 5-1 overall. Has real good boxing. His takedown defense can be a little questionable. He's coming off the loss to Barberary. Weeks is fought the tougher competition. Uh, I think this step up for Gary might be too much. This is actually going to be my big underdog of the week. I'm taking Darian Weeks on the money line at the plus 290. All right, let's move on to the UFC 273 main card, which is a stacked card. Uh, First fight on the main card is going to be Mark Matson against Dink Patel. Matson is a plus 102 underdog. Patel's a minus 120 favorite. I like Matson to win this fight. Matson has good wrestling and decent striking. Uh, he's 11-0. Patel's 14-2. He has good striking and good power. He has decent grappling as well. But Patel's takedown defense is terrible. So I like Matt. I think Matt's gonna be able to get takedowns and control this match. I like Matt in this fight. Then you have Mackenzie Dern against Keisha Torres. Dern is a minus 118 favorite. You can get Torres at even money. Dern is 11-2, has decent striking, good grappling. That's her strong point. 2-inch reach advantage, 4 wins by decision, 7 wins by submission. Torres is a 13-5, has decent striking, is a good wrestler. Wins by or 11 wins by decision, 1 win by knockout. I see Torres being able to get takedowns and controlling this fight. I like Torres at even money. In the next fight, you have Asmat Chimev against Gilbert Burns. Chimev's 10-0. He has good power, good wrestling. He's just a well balanced fighter. This is going to be his biggest test though against Burns. If he win this, I mean, definitely puts him in line for a title shot. Burns is 20-4, has great grappling. I think I just think Shemev's going to be too much for Burns. I might want to take Shemev at no four, minus 490 on the money line. That's just too much. Uh, but I will. Let's see what we can get. Look odds wise here. I'd probably go with Shemev to win by TKO or submission at the minus 210. Get that as a double chance on a FanDuel Sportsbook. Then after that, you have Sterling versus Jan. I think Sterling's going to get his head knocked off in this fight. Won the last fight by disqualification. Jan was controlling that fight before that knee happened. I think Jan's going to come in and prove a point that he's the better fighter, and it's not that close. Jan has great boxing. He has great power in his hands, and he was lighting Sterling up some in that last fight. Sterling has good wrestling, good striking. I think for Sterling to win this fight, he's going to want to get the fight on the ground. But I think he's going to have a tough time getting the fight to the ground because I think Jan's going to be able to keep him within striking distance. So I like Jan to win this fight. I could see it being by a finish. 460 on the money line is too much. Uh, like I said, you can look. Let me look on FanDuel. Look at some of the other bets. Double chance. You can take Jan to win by KO, by knockout or submission. And you get that at plus 130. Jan to win by knockout, TKO, or on points at minus 360. Uh, I can see Jan winning this by knockout. But I definitely think Jan's going to win this fight. And in the main event of the evening, Volkanovski against the Korean Zombie. Volkanovski is a minus 770 favorite. The Korean Zombie is plus 540. Uh, I go. I like Volkanovski in this fight. Of course, there is no value to take him at minus 770. He's 23-1. Has good striking, decent wrestling. Uh, for the Korean Zombie to win this, he's going to have to go back to the old Korean Zombie like he was a few years ago, where he was aggressive. He took hey, he took chances. He took chances and he was aggressive. Now he's fighting a more calculated, kind of calm style. I think his only chance to beat Volkanovski is he's going to have to go crazy, do some of the stuff he used to do when he was younger, a little bit earlier in his career. Yeah, it's the only way I think he's going to have a chance. I just don't see him being able to do that enough. I like Volkanovski in this fight. Let's see what you can get like on double chance and stuff like that because minus 770 is just too much. Double chance, Volkanovski to win by KO or TKO on points, still minus 480. You can get him to win by knockout, TKO, or submission at plus 150. Uh, if you think there's going to be a finish, you can get out. You can get Volkanovski to win by knockout or TKO plus 210. That would probably be what I would go with, or you can get Volkanovski to win by decision at minus 120. I can see Volkanovski knocking or finishing this fight. I don't think it'll be by submission. I think it'll be by knockout. So I would go with the Volkanovski by knockout or TKO at the plus 210 on the money line. All right, that is all the UFC fights for on tomorrow's card. I'll give you guys out my best picks for the fight this weekend, and then I'll give you the picks of the day for the NBA and for the Major League Baseball. In the UFC, all right, in the UFC, I'm going to take. Let me get back to it. All right, I'm going to take Tisha Torres money line at even money. I'm going to take Matson at plus 102 on the money line. NHL. I like a big underdog week on the money line. I'm going to take Volkanovski to win by knockout or TKO. All right, okay. And then also, I also like Hernandez money line and Aspen Ladd money line. So in the UFC for Saturday night, I like on the prelims Hernandez on the money line, Aspen Ladd on the money line, and Weeks on the money line. On the main card, I like Mark Matson money line, Keisha Torres money line, and Volkanovski to win by knockout or TKO. That's my pick for the UFC. For this weekend, you can find our full preview and predictions on our YouTube page or Facebook page at Gonzo Sports Room. All right, in the other way. All right, in the NBA tonight, I like the Detroit Pistons plus 8.5. Wait a minute, make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah, I wasn't. Here we go. In the NBA tonight, that's Major League Baseball. Okay, here's the NBA. In the NBA tonight, I like the Knicks money line, the Milwaukee Bucks money line, the Chicago Bulls money line, and the Miami Heat money line. So my picks for today in the NBA, to recap, is the Miami Heat money line over the Atlanta Hawks, the Chicago Bulls money line over the Charlotte Hornets. I like the Milwaukee Bucks money line over the Detroit Pistons, New York Knicks money line against the Washington Wizards. And then in Major League Baseball, I'm going to go with the Padres money line over the Diamondbacks, the Reds money line over the Braves, the Mets money line over the Nationals, the Giants money line over the Marlins, and I'm going to go with the Dodgers money line as well. So in Major League Baseball, I like the Dodgers money line over the Rockies, the Giants money line over the Marlins, the Mets money line over the Nationals, the Reds money line over the Braves, the Padres money line over the Diamondbacks. All right, that's my pick for the day for this week, or not this week, for the day for Friday. And then I want to thank everybody for joining us. Appreciate all the support. Don't forget, go check us out on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. Also, go check out All Sports All Plays, ASAP Sports Network. It's a great network. They have a lot of great talent on there. I'm on there on some other shows as well. Make sure you go check them out. Follow and like, subscribe, all their stuff. Uh, you won't be disappointed if you go check out some of the talent that's here on the ASAP Sports Network. Glad to be a part of it, and real, real happy that Easy Money, a sports betting show, is now airing on ASAP All Sports Network. Like I said, you can find us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all down to Sports Room. We post all the information about our shows. We have a sports talk show that's live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern. You can find it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Gonzo Sports Room. This show, Easy Money, a sports betting show, is live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. You can find it on the All Sports All Plays, ASAP Sports Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and Twitter. And you can also find it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. There's a lot of ways to watch. Both shows are also available in podcast form. We also have a pro wrestling podcast, GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. You can find it on most major podcast platforms at Gonzo's Wrestling Room. And you can also find a video version of that on our YouTube page at Gonzo's Sports Room. Please while you're over there on that YouTube page, please hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. If you're watching on Facebook and Twitch, hit the follow and like buttons. We greatly appreciate that as well. Share with a friend. We've done ASAP Sports Network. We're glad you're on here with us. Make sure you're subscribing and liking all the ASAP Sports Network, different social media platforms. Let's help everybody grow. Thank everybody for joining us tonight. I'll get my picks posted up on our social media account here in just a little while. Or, like I said, I just gave them all out so you can rewatch them if you need to rewatch it. But thanks for joining us. We will see you guys Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. I appreciate all the support. Have a safe weekend. Be careful. Peace.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays.